time, the new incoming officers, we're going to ask for Mr. Keith to come up, and we're going to do the swearing in for the new officers, and then we will start the meeting at this time.
Where would you like me to stand, Mr. President?
Right
here?
Yeah,
Okay.
make sure it's in front of the camera.
Right in front of the camera. Yeah, how about putting me there, please? Yes, how's that? Okay, Mr. President, I have been charged with swearing in the new officers of the Fasney Fireman's Home Resident Council. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I,
Brian
F. Nabon,
Do solemnly swear that I will
solemnly swear
faithfully
to uphold
execute the office of, state your office, that I will uphold the bylaws of the Fasney Fireman's Home Resident Council
I uphold the
and
bylaws
will
of the
serve
Fasney
as an
Home
example of this organization's philosophy,
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 goals, and beliefs
goals,
goals, and
and
beliefs
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
The office to which you have been elected is one of dignity and importance. In accepting this office, you undertake a responsibility which is not to be assumed lightly nor carelessly discharged. You are charged with the duties of furthering the objectives of the Fasney Fireman's Home Resident Council. Congratulations to the new officers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Administrator. At this time, I'd like to call the meeting to order. Will the second vice president will salute the flag of the United States?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Second vice president read department members.
We only have one. Her name was Dorothy Bruno.
Silent. We'll have a moment of silence for the deceased member. Thank you. You may sit down. Sorry, Mike. Roll call. Huh?
She's got to read the new member.
Oh. And
Oh.
under new
Yeah, go ahead.
membership, we have Ruth Atkinson. If I muff it up, I'm sorry.
She's on 3 West. Roll call, president officers.
Mike Trzynski, Robert Gilman, Edgar J. Brennan, Brian Navone, Joan Hatch, Sainsbury, Rose Lennon, Billy Rosenhagen, Frank Roberts, Robert Font. Everybody?
Okay, thank you very much. Reading of the previous minutes and the treasurer report. We'll do the treasurer report first.
Treasurer's report stands at 316.14. And due to some of the changes in finance, we'll be getting a hold of them, and we should have an updated amount in person for next month.
The treasurer point, the minutes. At this time, I would like to ask that we dispense of the last month's meeting. Can I get a motion to dispense of last month's meeting. Can I get a second on that?
Ronnie.
All in favor?
All right, moved. Thank you. Huh?
All in favor, eating
Oh,
majority.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Department heads, let's start out with the administrator since he's here. Has anything to say?
3 East, Park 1, 3 East, Park 1.
As everyone is aware, Sophia Kamenevsky retired this past month. We have hired a replacement. The individual is named Rachel Dolan. She's a licensed medical social worker. She has over 20 years' experience as a social worker, and prior to that, she was an activities director in a nursing home. As far as the COVID update, everyone is still aware, or is aware of the fact that visitors that come into the building must present a negative COVID test. The COVID positivity rate in the county is coming down as it is statewide. So hopefully within the next couple of months, the Department of Health will relax their restrictions further. We're currently making reservations for the county days throughout the summer. I don't know at this point in time whether members will be allowed to go down to a multi-purpose building as they did prior to COVID. I would hope that by that time you will be able to, but I will keep everyone updated. Also, as everyone is aware, we had 4 members who tested positive for COVID. They are all going through their course of isolation. Everyone now is fine. We're anticipating the New York State Department of Health in to do their recertification survey. They were actually due in almost a year ago, but because of COVID, they're well behind schedule. We did receive 2 grants to purchase new furniture and some additional stimulation activities for 2 East units. So we're currently purchasing new furniture and we'll plan on putting in a sensory room on that unit in the not too distant future. The trustees are scheduled to be here at the end of March. And the plan right now is to have Big Bucks Bingo in conjunction with that meeting, as long as nothing changes with relation to COVID. And that's all I have, Mr. President. Does anyone have any questions?
Does anybody have any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you. Laura, you have anything?
Okay. First of all, thank you for having me and congratulations to you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So staffing, I'm continuing interviews. We just hired 2 per diem CNAs and I have an interview tomorrow for another CNA. I check every day on the website, on Indeed. So as they come in, I call them and try to set up interviews. We're also having clinics a couple times a week for the booster so we can get our staff done. And by the end of February, I think February 21st is our deadline. So we're doing that. And then banking continues at the front desk, and I haven't heard anything negative about that, so I'm hoping that's working out for everybody. And as Keith mentioned, so we are doing survey preps. We're trying to get ready for survey. So if anybody ever has any concerns, they can always email me, they can call me in my office, they can put a note and have the supervisor put it in my mailbox. So that's about it.
Anybody have any questions for Lori? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr.
President,
Keith?
there was one thing that I did forget to mention. The Hudson Little League had approached us to utilize the softball fields again, and we're currently in the process of negotiating a lease, but it looks like beginning with this spring, the Little League will be utilizing the baseball fields again, so members will be able to go out and watch the game.
While we're on that subject, I'm sorry to interrupt.
And currently, we are planning, bringing back the softball tournament,
Yeah,
and that is scheduled for the last weekend in July.
okay, thank you. That's what I was gonna mention, because I heard that they were gonna bring back the softball tournament. Thank you so much. Go ahead, Bob.
That's gonna pose a great deal of work. The good goal is the infield is going over.
No, we already had that.
Good job.
Those fields need a lot of work. A lot of work. Kelly?
All right, thank you for having me. So, lots going on in the kitchen. We just hired a new PM dishwasher. Hopefully, he will be starting in another week, 2 weeks, probably another week and a half, 2 weeks. So that will help us out greatly. I do have still one open position that I continue to interview for. Happy Chinese New Year to everybody. That's today. Very good. Lots coming up this month. Make Your Own Pizza Day is going to be next Wednesday. Not this Wednesday, but the next Wednesday. So for Cooking with Kelly, we'll do Make Your Own Pizzas. This way you can come down.
That's the ninth.
That'll be a fun event. Going down. Valentine's Day, we'll have a special Valentine's Day menu as we always do. And keep going, National Margarita Day. Corey and I will tag team on that. We'll do some fun beverages that day. That'll be fun. The chili cook-off, we're going to do the third week in February. So starting with Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, I'll do the one-on-one chili cooking. So if anyone is interested, if you know of anyone who's interested, talk to Corey, we'll sign you up. We'll do the chilies individually. We'll talk, and do it together. And then on Thursday, the 24th, we'll have the tastings. And that'll be the judging. So people will come down, they'll judge which chilies they like the best. And Brown's has postponed their chili cook-off that they always have to benefit us and the burn unit at the hospital. So that was for March, but they postponed it a little bit further out, probably in the summer. So I'm working with Karen in development to make sure that we're on top of that, because the winning chili from here will be represented there. It provides any sort of health department guidance. If we can bring some members with us, especially the winner, then we will, and if not, we will still have you represented either way. I will go and make sure that you're, fully represented in that, but the winner will be represented there. And Corey and I have worked out, instead of doing a cruise around the world this year, we're going to do a kind of a tour around the U.S. So last month we did a little bit of the New England feel. This month we're going to take a trip to Florida, the Keys, and do some winter warm-ups and kind of brighten up the mood in February, and then we'll kind of go from there. But we're going to spotlight different regions in the U.S. Anybody got anything for me?
I do have a couple things. The biggest thing, we talked before, we need to later pick a date. We need to have a dietary meeting so we can discuss some things a little more privately than here.
I'll work with Corey to get that.
Yeah, so
We had it
because
last
we
month.
haven't been able to have any, so,
Yeah.
and then it needs to get put on the calendar because it hasn't been on the calendar.
Yeah, unfortunately, we got shut down last month.
Well,
It was on for last month.
But it wasn't even on for last month, it was on December. And could we decide to,
Every
jump.
other month.
and it was scheduled for December,
Okay.
but we didn't do it.
I'll make sure it hits this month.
But we do need to have a dietary meeting at a later date. And that's about it I have done. Does anybody have anything for dietary that needs to be addressed? And last but not least, I'm sorry, Jim.
Nobody be sorry. Thank you for having me. Congratulations on your offer.
Thank you.
So just a few things to go over. We are finally fully staffed. So things are gonna change. You're probably gonna see, you probably have already seen it. So we got some wall scrubbing done. We got some doors being sanded down, resurfaced. But more importantly, I wanted to bring to your attention that you're gonna see we're gonna be changing some floors. So we're gonna be stripping and waxing some floors. We're also gonna be replacing the floors in the nourishment room. So we're taking the carpet out where you guys eat up there, and we're gonna put probably a tile floor down and replace those. And then we're at 13 years with this building, so we're gonna start doing some of the regular carpeted areas back, replacing those and actually looking at maybe alternative flooring in some areas to make it easier for wheelchairs. But we'll keep you apprised of the situation as we go through. But I want to let you know that it's going to start soon. So providing we don't get any guidance and we can't have vendors in or whatever, and COVID goes back away like it should, we'll start doing some of that stuff. But we are going to start doing things ourselves in-house. And like I said, that's going to be hallways, elevators, nourishment rooms, and stuff like that. All right. Other than that, we're holding our own and going forward. So is there any questions for us? And one other last thing. So I know you approached me about the facilities meetings that we used to have. We'll start looking at getting them.
Well, that was that's under my committee that we want to do environmental committee.
Yep.
You know, so
I'll work with you to get a date started.
yeah, maybe every other month we can do it by month. Every other month, you know. But does anybody have any questions for Jim? Go ahead, Bill.
Are they gonna replace the siding pretty soon?
Yes, the siding is gonna start sometime. They're working on it right now, we're getting materials and what have you. So we're hoping by summer, June, July, you're gonna start seeing some of the siding get replaced. And then really the long goal, depending on how much siding has to be replaced, the painting will start probably, it may not be done this year, and painting will probably be done next year. But we are moving forward with it, so it's on the books.
And what about the pipe that's missing from my yard?
It'll be all done when we did you.
Oh,
when we do your
okay.
side. Yep.
So I just have, per our conversation earlier, those three things that we talked about earlier in the day, they're taken care of.
About the bingos?
The bingo
It's all been
and
taken
this
care of,
room, as far as being it so cold, because we
Well,
come,
obviously, I upped the temperatures. I did check your temperature in here, and you're at 73 degrees.
well,
So I raised it up to 76, so that it will be a little bit warmer.
because all I know, we've been down here and there's people down here and will complain how cold it is.
I understand, and that's why I raised it up to 76.
All right, so
And we'll
Hopefully-
monitor it to make sure.
hopefully that'll be colder because, so, you know, it's been quite cold down here.
I'll monitor it and make sure it's comfortable for you.
And then the elevator is obviously fixed again, so.
It's running right now, yep.
All right, thank you very much,
You're
Jim.
welcome.
All right, thank you very much for all the department heads. You guys are dismissed, if you would like.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, committee reports. I'm going to appoint our committee chairmen and the committees. And the first one is going to be bylaw. And I have asked Bob Funk to be the chairman, if he would. And he can get a group together and the officers can assist him. Basically, the team that was on the bylaw committee in the beginning should be there to be involved. The Blue Vest Committee, since we're gonna finally get that straightened out, I asked Frank to be that chairman if he would. I've got to mention before, but there are new banking hours. After talking to Ashley, since she's there all the time, she told me she's willing to do it. So it's going to be from Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 3. For the lunch hour, it will be suspended from 12 to 1. But at any time after that, she's available to do banking hours. We're going to form an environmental committee, and my vice president will be the chairman of that. It can either be Bob or Mike, whoever would like to be it. We're also going to do a Super Bowl through activities, and we're also going to do a Super Bowl party later that evening on the third floor activity room. It's pending. The GON has to make sure that they can find a nurse to supervise the food, but we're planning on having a gathering that night so we can, as a group, watch the Super Bowl as a group. And that's in the committees. However, I have a presentation that I would like to make. Frank Roberts, way back when we started the bylaw committee, or at least we tried to, you started it. So I felt that you deserved a certificate of recognition. So thank you very much for attempting to start. Mr. Funk, since you became the chairman and you were instrumental doing it, thank you very much for serving on the committee. Now, Mr. Gilman, I thank you for the same thing. You were very instrumental in changing the bylaws. And then for Michael Dzinski. Now, I don't have a certificate for our Beyond Gone. However, if it wasn't for your help through this entire process, even when we were trying to get away from social services and we were discussing it, we would not be where we are right now without your help and your advice and guidance. So thank you very much for everything you've done for us. You really went out of your way to help us. And then it gives me great pride to present a certificate of recognition to Mr. William Rosenhagen for all his years of service, of dedication to the Royal Order of the Blue Vest, of our directors of the members of our firemen's home. So thank you for all your service, Billy. Thank you very much for all you've done. I will hopefully continue to do. At this time, Mr. Rosenhagen, would you like to say anything? Huh? Yeah.
It is my deep regret that I announce that I'm resigning as director of the Fireman's Home of the state of New York. Thank you.
Um, any discussions or questions before us? Any unfinished business? Any unfinished business? Any unfinished business? Any new business? New business?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
we
Bob.
have to start planning on picking our two representatives to the Blue Vest. Mark Gilman is still currently one.
Right.
But we really should have an election. First of all, we have to know if anyone's interested. So we have to start working on this.
Well, that's why we now have to put that's why the bylaw committee
Yeah,
and the Blue Vest committee has to get together,
yeah.
and we need to figure out how to blend, because it's never been done.
Elected, but we have to start now.
Right.
And also, we're gonna have to decide, as far as the Blue Vest is concerned, they have no input as to the two.
Of course, yeah.
representatives we send. They do not have any time requirement. That's all up to us. Do we want to put a 1 year or 2 year, or
Well,
whatever we may want to do? All of that's gonna have to be discussed.
That's
And I'll
what-
call a meeting of my committee and we'll bring something forward next month.
that's why that would leave it up to you, the committee,
Yeah.
and then Frank, and we need to decide what's the time limit. Do we do it
Do we want
2
a
year,
time
is
limit?
it a 2 year term, or is it 2 year term for one, and then 1 year interlapting, or
Some
whatever?
organizations don't put a time limit on their representatives. I think probably we're going to, but we'll just see and we'll start anew.
I thought you
So,
were coming down.
There'll be, if we say 2 years, it'll be 2 years for the two men that we elect, two people that we elect. Could be women too. Joan, you might be interested.
Okay, well,
That's all I know.
I'm sorry, I'm glad you brought that up, because I was actually gonna allude to that in a minute. Mr. Ritchie,
Come back on down.
come on over here, please.
Got an award coming, right?
So next month. On behalf of the recognition of you, the resident council, the Howard and bylaw committee, thank you very much for your service. Alright, okay, bylaw committee. Oh, the individual that I wanted to do it, she's not here, but we are gonna do a sunshine / welcome committee. Is there anybody that would like to be the chair on it, or at least be co-chair? Right now, it was Sandy, but Sandy did not come to the meeting, but it could be anybody.
Rose, are you interested in that?
It would be willing for any, I would,
Sunshine Committee?
Not really right now, but I'll think about it. Yeah, later on.
Joan,
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the whole thing.
he's looking for chairman of the Sunshine Committee.
basically it's sending out birthday cards. It's, huh? Read. She can read.
Oh, I would love to do something like that, but because I'm legally blind, I
Oh,
can't
okay.
write, and I can't say that I'm doing that way. So I'd have to pester somebody else to do my work.
Would you like to do it, Joan? You don't want to do it, Ro, because it's like right now, Christmas. Okay, well, then, I'm gonna have to wait to see Cindy. Unless somebody else, one of the members, one of the guys want to do it, you know. Chris, you want to take it over and write the birthday cards out?
Sunshine Committee. Sunshine.
Okay, well then,
But I don't want to.
huh?
He said he'll be on the committee, but he doesn't want to be the chair.
Okay, I will have to wait until I see Sandy, because I was hoping she would be here, but because she's done it in the past. All right. Would you be interested in doing being anything like that, Paul? Okay. All right. Well, then we'll have to wait on that. One more time, new business. All right. Before I close, I just would like to add, it's a pleasure serving as president again for this organization and the Fireman's Home. And I look toward a good year. I do want to thank the incoming officers, the secretary, and my vice president, and my committee chairs. I hope to work with everybody so we can become a well-organized team, not individual mavericks. I want to really work as a team. I really think that this will be a much better year. Hopefully, we can get away from the pandemic and maybe start enjoying some more activities outside a little bit better. I'm very happy what we have accomplished in the last 2 years. At this time, I'm going to ask adjournment. Can I get a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make a motion.
Can I get a second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Meeting is adjourned. Guys, thank you.
Another 45-minute meeting.
What?
No, a half an hour meeting.